Hey, Michael. I'm so glad you're having the party this year. It was really messed up with the whole Diddy thing last year, so it's great to be invited to your party. I'm really stoked, and I'm honored that I made it to this year's guest list at the party.
Palm Beach Pete is there. Does it get any better than that, guys?
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Unreal Reality. Today, we'll be reacting to creepy and mysterious TikToks that will quite literally make you question your own reality. If anyone's new out there, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button so this video gets recommended to others. And with that out of the way, let's jump right into it.
Breaking news. For the first time, I think, ever, we are now seeing iRobot, you saw that movie, literally come to fruition. With the launch of this new robot, which you remember Roombas, the little thing that would go vacuum your floors? Well, this thing puts your pillows in place, folds your laundry. This is a promo video to this new robot I think you might actually be able to buy right now. And this also started with, hey Siri, and people getting more and more comfortable with robots. But we all saw what happened in iRobot, the end of which it becomes self-aware and then perceives humanity as a threat or something, or was that Terminator? So you can see here, we've Robotics. Today we're launching our home robot, Isaac 1. Isaac 1 deliveries will begin this fall. And you already know, a bajillion people are going to buy this thing. It's just so cool. It's so awesome. But you know what I was thinking the other day? What kids think about robots. Because we were in Walmart the other day, and I don't go to Walmart, but we were there. And there's a robot vacuum cleaner, floor cleaner thing driving around. And the curiosity is like, it's kind of funny. Like it's just this little thing. It's like a creature, but it's a robot. And so I think that, especially with all these movies coming out with humans and robots becoming friendly with one another, it's a little bit strained. Because we know that the glue that holds all these things together will be artificial intelligence and the Internet of Things. And we know what happens when everything gets connected to the Internet of Things. And we've been shown what happens in so many movies, Terminator, The Matrix, etc. I think those were more like warnings rather than just interesting concepts to make a cool movie on. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below and follow for more.
Yikes. This right here is exactly how every dystopian horror movie begins. At this point, we're quite literally begging for a robot uprising. What could go wrong?
Breaking news, they turned the CERN particle collider off for maintenance, apparently for 4 years. And people are reporting that they can actually sleep at night now, that they don't have headaches, and that time is going slower, as opposed to before they turned this thing off. People were saying time was going very fast, which I would agree. And today was super, super long. Seemed like it took forever, and I was able to take a nap as well. And before that, I was having trouble taking naps, and I was having trouble sleeping and waking up super early at like 5 a.m. But now, since this particle collider has been turned off, I noticed that I've been able to sleep. Very odd coincidence, wouldn't you say? That I didn't even know about this thing being turned off until just now. But I did notice that I could get sleep in the last few days. So I'm like, what is going on? Specifically, like last night and today, I could actually sleep good, and something weird is going on.
A lot of people out there are saying they're seeing and feeling weird things since CERN closed. Are you one of these people? If so, tell us what you're experiencing down below.
We tried to build a pyramid in 1978 on the Giza Plateau. Well, the Japanese did. And they wanted to use only the methods the ancients used. You can find the article in the New York Times. Unfortunately, it failed using modern tools. It had a $1 million budget, roughly $5 million today, about what it would take to build this art gallery in Philadelphia. Originally, it was going to be a 65-foot scale model of the pyramid, but got reduced to 36 feet by the end. They tried to chisel the blocks out of soft-Tura limestone using copper, but realized they would blow through the budget in chisels if they did that. They ended up using steamboats to move them across the Nile because they couldn't build a barge that would hold the blocks. Then they had to build a railway up to the pyramid because 50 workers could only move that block a couple centimeters per day. Then a concrete base had to be poured to support a modern crane to lift the blocks onto the pyramid, making the Egyptians roughly 4,538 years ahead of their time. The blocks weren't just smaller, though. They were more uniform. Every block on the Great Pyramid is different, and they all lock into each other perfectly. The people at the very start of the Egyptian timeline did this 6 times on the Giza Plateau using harder and heavier stones like granite, the heaviest of which being in the king's chamber of the Great Pyramid. They didn't include chambers in the project at all, mostly due to limitations like a crane's tipping point, where if it goes too far out, the crane will tip over, lifting the weight up. Ultimately, the Egyptian government made them disassemble the pyramid, but not before starting one of the biggest debates in history, which is how they did this. So if any of you have billionaire friends that want to try this again, let's give that a shot.
Imagine having $1 million and still not being able to figure this thing out. Maybe it was the aliens, but for some reason when they left, they took the blueprints with them.
Did you know that Bosnia might be hiding the world's oldest pyramid and nobody's talking about it? And no, I'm not talking about some tiny mound that kind of looks pyramid-shaped if you squint hard enough. I'm talking about a massive forest-covered hill that its researchers believe isn't a hill at all. So here's the story. Back in 2005, Bosnian-American researcher Samir Osmanagic was visiting Visoko, Bosnia, and looked at this giant hill that towered over the town, and noticed that it looked a lot more like a pyramid than something natural. So he started digging into it. He named it the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun, and the claim wasn't just that this site could be a pyramid, but that it might actually be taller, more massive, and even older than the Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt. Now, when you look at this thing, it looks like it has 4 triangular sides, geometric-looking slopes, a central apex. Pretty pyramid-like if you ask me. And check this out. This hill has an almost perfect alignment to true north. If you thought the Great Pyramid in Egypt was accurate, well, the one in Bosnia is 20 times closer to accurate than that, at 0.0033 degrees versus the Great Pyramid's 0.05 degrees. I'm just asking, what are the odds of that happening in nature? Now, before you say, come on man, it's just a hill covered in trees, consider that some of the most famous ancient sites in the world looked like hills before they were excavated. In Mexico, we've got the Pyramid of Cholula, which is much shorter than Giza, but it's so massive at the base that it's often called the largest pyramid on Earth by volume alone. And before people even understood what Cholula was, it basically looked like a mountain with a church sitting on top of it. And there are plenty of other examples, similar sites like Teotihuacan or Chichen Itza in Mexico, Machu Picchu in Peru that looked like hills before they were excavated, or even all the buried pyramids in China that nobody wants to talk about. So why couldn't this be the case with the Bosnian Pyramid? And what's been found there is super interesting. According to reports, there's these huge stone slabs arranged like an artificial outer casing which have been found, with flat surfaces, terrace-like structures, massive blocks that look too organized to be natural, some of which looked like they were even made with some kind of geopolymer concrete. Researchers have also found strange EMF energy readings at the top of this thing, which sounds kind of familiar and shows up at other locations like this. They also found a several kilometer long network of tunnels under the site, which some think connect to similar pyramid-like structures across the valley in Visoko. And inside these tunnels, there are apparently megalithic blocks, seemingly carved by human hands. One of them looks like it has markings that could be ancient symbols or some kind of proto-writing or even a potential map. It's also said that they found artifacts like ceramics and large stone spheres that nobody can explain, which suggests that human activity had been going on at this site a long time ago. Now here's the wildest part. Organic material from the excavated layers where they were finding this stuff was carbon dated to over 30,000 years old, which, if true, has massive implications, and I don't think I need to explain why. Now, maybe it's just a hill and there's nothing to it, which is the view of skeptics and debunkers, of course, but what do you think's going on?
First a pyramid in the desert, now one buried in a forest. The math ain't mathin'. Guys, maybe the collider at CERN isn't the only thing interfering with our reality.
Isn't it crazy to think about the extremely significant places from history that were just covered up by dirt, and they just decided, no, it's not really worth keeping up with. The Roman Forum, the capital of Rome, what people would argue is the capital of the world, not worth keeping up with. We'll just let it get buried by time and dirt. This area was so buried by dirt that later on they built Christian churches there that were floating off the ground. The doors were floating off the ground, and since they have excavated it, there's now doors floating like 15 feet off the ground because there was that much dirt covering these structures from then. Or like the Sphinx. No, the Sphinx is lame. What is it? One of the oldest things maybe ever? No, we just let that get covered up by dirt. We don't even really know. We don't know what's underneath it. We don't know what the feet look like, and they had to re-excavate it again. And then things like Chichen Itza. It was like the largest Mayan city of all time, maybe one of the largest cities in the Western Hemisphere that we know of. I mean, we're talking like 35 to 50,000 people were in this city. They just let that get covered up by the jungle and taken over.
Crazy.
And no, it wasn't really worth keeping up with. It was just, you know, one of the largest pyramids in the entire world. How did this happen? How did people go from having the most significant places in the world to them just being covered up and forgotten about? It's so crazy to think about this. Do you guys realize that we didn't like rediscover Pompeii until extremely recently? I think it was like sometime in the 90s they figured out that Pompeii was beneath the ground. They're thinking that they barely even scratched the surface of what they are excavating from this town. They're thinking that less than half has been discovered of Pompeii. So All these places are so crazy. Why is the Sphinx so old? We really don't know. I'm starting to think that, like, there are parts of history that were really not being fully taught for some reason. And you know what? In a society that now today is outsourcing our main competitive advantage, which is critical thinking, to machines, it kind of makes sense that, you know, humanity would repeat this, and that's not what I mean. I don't mean repeat this as in, like, there was some sort of advanced thing that took over before, but I'm just saying that, like, we are doing that. Like, humanity's competitive advantage is thinking. We are replacing ourselves with machines. We're not thinking anymore. What are we doing? It's just strange to me. But what do you guys think?
Maybe the secret to our future is hiding under the dirt we keep ignoring. It's almost like humanity is intentionally trying to rewrite history by just letting it rot.
The cool thing was the first temple I went in, at the very top of the temple, you have one of the most famous hieroglyphs, which has a spaceship, a helicopter, and a submarine up there. As clear as you can possibly imagine. And
show that.
How in the... What is that?
Why?
Explain that, please. Because that looks like a spaceship, that looks like a submarine, and that 100% looks like a helicopter.
That one.
That one right there?
Yeah. I mean,
what are we talking about?
Come on. That's so crazy.
That's a spaceship or a fighter jet.
Some kind of a...
That's a submarine. That's a helicopter.
It looks like a helicopter to me. It looks just like a helicopter.
Yeah, that was the first
if it's not a helicopter, what a goddamn coincidence.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's a bunch of weird stuff there. A bunch of weird images. So weird.
I went there last July.
Did you?
June.
How was it?
Incredible. Yeah, it was incredible.
Did you walk away thinking immediately, there's a lot we don't know?
100%.
And how about that one plane that they found that was inside? They found like a wooden plane.
Yep.
Maybe they were drawing. Maybe they were playing Pictionary. Maybe they were leaving a blueprint. If y'all think these are weird, just wait until you see what they might have actually been powering.
What if the Great Pyramid of Giza wasn't built as a tomb, but as a machine? For centuries, we've been told the pyramids were constructed by primitive cultures as burial monuments for kings. But the more researchers examine the site, the less that explanation makes sense. For example, there are signs suggesting the pyramids may have once been covered by water. Erosion patterns around the Giza Plateau and geological studies indicate the region experienced major flooding events in the distant past, which raises an unsettling question. Were the pyramids built before those floods? Then there's their astronomical alignment. The pyramids line up closely with the stars of Orion's belt, suggesting the builders had an advanced understanding of the sky. But the materials used in the pyramid may reveal something even stranger. Inside the structure are massive blocks of granite rich in quartz. Quartz has piezoelectric properties, meaning when pressure is applied, it can generate an electrical charge. Now think about the scale. Millions of tons of stone pressing down constantly. That pressure alone could create electrical potential. And thousands of years ago, branches of the Nile River flowed much closer to the pyramids than they do today. Moving water, quartz, granite, immense pressure. Some researchers believe the pyramid may have functioned like a massive energy generator, and the missing capstone at the top could have acted as a transmitter. If that's true, the pyramids were never meant to hold bodies. They were designed to produce power.
So, not tombs, but giant batteries the size of mountains. Suddenly, those weird helicopter carvings make a lot more sense. Let's see what else they've been hiding from us.
What if the Eiffel Tower was never built to be a monument at all? Most people are taught it's just a symbol of Paris. But when you look at the facts, that explanation starts to fall apart. The Eiffel Tower was built in 1889 for the World's Fair and was officially labeled temporary. It was supposed to be torn down. So why build something that massive just to destroy it? Here's where it gets interesting. In the 1880s, Nikola Tesla was in Paris. He met with Gustave Eiffel and shared his ideas about wireless electricity. Power transmitted through the air. No wires, no fuel. Tesla later proved this concept with his Wardenclyffe Tower. And some researchers believe those ideas were built directly into the Eiffel Tower's design. The lattice structure wasn't just decorative. It closely resembles a giant antenna. During its early years, there were reports of strange activity, unexplained lights, electrical disturbances, late-night experiments. Soon after, the tower's purpose quietly changed. It became a radio tower, then a landmark, and any discussion of wireless power was shut down. Officially, the Eiffel Tower is just a monument, but if it was once part of early energy experiments, then it wasn't built to symbolize progress. It was built to test it. And once that potential was understood, it was never allowed to happen again.
These obelisks, right? We see them all over the world. They're at the Vatican, in New York City, Washington, D.C., Constantinople, which is Istanbul, London, Egypt. They're ancient teachings and ancient esoteric ideas woven into these symbols that were once important to these lost civilizations and the ancient civilizations that came later. But then the knowledge was brought into these select groups and secret societies who I think became pretty corrupted in our time period, in which that knowledge became held within a very small group society, and then the rest of society was basically kept in the dark. And so to me, it is this remnant echo of the higher levels of knowledge that was incorporated and was the backbone of all of what we see, the founding fathers, religions, these secret societies and mystics and groups that once understood this very fundamental core set of knowledge that has been very much lost in humanity.
As the same symbolic structures and symbols appear across different eras and institutions, they can reflect the continuation of knowledge carried through time, civilizations, and belief systems. Interpretations of these symbols may have become more covert, with deeper meanings preserved within select groups rather than openly understood.
It's not just about what they knew. It's about who decided that we shouldn't know it too. Maybe the true history of our world isn't written in books, but quite literally hidden in plain sight.
Have you ever seen this symbol? This is the symbol of a secret society. And what many people don't realize is that it's everywhere. From your favorite celebrities to the most historical figures in history to the men who walked on the moon. They're called the Freemasons, one of the oldest, strangest, and most misunderstood organizations on Earth. And its history runs so deep in the world that many of the world's most famous architecture was inspired by Freemasonry. And the most powerful currency on Earth has a Masonic pyramid on the back of it. It's not a conspiracy, it's a fact. So what exactly are Freemasons? Well, they started as medieval stoneworkers building cathedrals in Europe. Somewhere along the way, it stopped being about the stones and started being about the secrets. Now they're a global brotherhood with rituals and symbols that people have been arguing about for centuries. To join, you need to be invited, voted in, and willing to go through a ritual that involves a symbolic death. And that's just level 1 of 33. In recent years, they've started opening up. Some lodges allow visitors, some rituals have been filmed, but some ceremonies allow no outsiders, no cameras, with no exceptions. After 300 years of secrets, we still don't actually know everything that happens behind those doors.
Oh, that's nothing, guys. Buckle up. This is just the first layer of the onion. If y'all think the Freemasons are exclusive, wait until you see who's at the table with them.
As with wealth, in the world of secret societies, there are levels. Everyone has heard of Freemasons. Far fewer have heard of the higher, more exclusive circles within Freemasonry itself. One of the most fascinating of these elite orders is Les Neuf Sœurs, the Nine Sisters. Founded in Paris in 1776, the same year America declared its independence, this lodge became a meeting place for some of the most extraordinary figures of that time, people like Benjamin Franklin and Voltaire. The lodge also featured scientists, aristocrats, military officers, and political visionaries. The lodge took its name from the 9 muses of Greek mythology, the divine patrons of knowledge, inspiration, and wisdom. And the timing of the founding of this lodge is impossible to ignore. As this lodge met behind closed doors, the American Revolution unfolded, and within a few years the French Revolution would follow. Were these events planned within this lodge?
In other words, if the Freemasons are the foundation, groups like this is where the real power is concentrated. That's nothing, guys. This next group thrives in the total darkness.
Is the Illuminati real? Like, is that, I know people use that label to name, like, okay, powerful people, but so take that with a grain of salt, like that label of Illuminati, like as a group. Like, is there an actual group of powerful people that kind of control everything?
Okay, let me say, my situation is I feel like it's very personal. Like, I feel that there definitely is a group of people that have made things very difficult for me. But I don't know if, I don't know if they're Illuminati. I don't know what they are. I always was looking at it as if this was a personal issue, that one person didn't really like me and they happened to be in a powerful position, and they were able to use their influence to make people go against me. I never looked at it as if it was like an entire secret society against me.
Yeah.
But who knows? It could be. It could have been. Who knows?
Whether it's a secret society or a group of powerful people, the outcome is always the same. The system is rigged. She might not have named them, but she definitely knows who they are.
Secret societies like the Illuminati are supposed to be just theories, right? What if I told you there really is a private society where some of the world's most influential people meet behind closed doors every year? I'm Jada Castillo for Complex News, here to tell you about Peter Thiel's secret society. It's called Dialogue, an invitation-only organization reportedly founded by billionaire investor and conservative activist Peter Thiel in 2006, according to Wired. Thiel is the co-founder of PayPal, one of Facebook's earliest investors, and the co-founder of Palantir Technologies, a company helping build some of today's most advanced AI and defense technology. Every year, members attend an off-the-record retreat where discussions range from AI and geopolitics to relationships and the future of civilization. This year, more than 200 members were revealed after a Swiss hacker leaked the organization's membership list. Some of the names included Elon Musk, Sydney Sweeney's boyfriend and music exec Scooter Braun, Chipotle founder Steve Ells, Duolingo co-founder Severin Hacker, YouTube CEO Neil Mohan. We even got the Roblox chief product officer Manuel Bronstein. Of course, we have some politicians in the mix. We have New Jersey Senator Cory Booker, former Pakistani Prime Minister, and former Russian opposition leader Garry Kasparov. This year's conference is reportedly supposed to take place in Ireland. Let's take a look at some of the discussion topics. Money does buy happiness, bring back nuclear, navigating World War III, battlefield technology, how's your sex life, and oh, my favorite, how to build a cult and how to build a party. Yeah, those two definitely caught my attention. Also, a members-only dating site connected to the organization where people in the community can meet each other. So basically, elites now have a platform to date other elites. To be clear, this isn't exactly like the Illuminati. I've done my fair share of research, and those conspiracy theories involve way more human sacrifice, long robes, and weird baby stuff, which, to our knowledge, isn't happening here. Yet. But I will say, if you told me this was a plot of an A24 movie, I'd believe you. Oh, and not to mention, A24 partner Scott Belsky's on the list too. Let me know what you guys think and whose names on the list surprised you the most.
Yeah, before the tech retreats, the aristocrats hosted the masquerades. Dialogue is just the newest chapter in a centuries-old book of secrets. Let's take a look at where it all started.
We're about to break down the Rothschild ball like you've never seen before. I got tons of requests after I post these pictures, so let's get into it. We're gonna go very quick and very deep, so try to keep up. And don't say it. So right at the bat, we see some very obvious things, but the very meaningful symbology is only uncovered by knowledge. So first off, we see this Baal mask. But did you know this whole picture has to do with Baal? Because Baal is literally Moloch and it's literally Baphomet. They're all the same deity. So what was Baal to the Canaanites, to the Templars was Baphomet. But the Templars didn't worship this form of Baphomet that we know. While we do see many images of their worship like this, it actually didn't look like this at all. The form of Baphomet that the Templars worshipped was the form with 4 faces, one on each side of its head. You can also see it's betrayed by this cartooner game with the name of Baphomet, as can be seen again right here. The one you see in the red robe right in front of Baphomet, that's the High Priestess. The High Priestess would be on the side of the east to be worshipped like the sun as the sun was rising. Same thing in all lodges, by the way. So that's why you see him wearing masks all around his face. Then in the background you see someone looks like they're screaming out in hell. Now this one right here has a lot. So again, we see the multiple masks, multiple personalities, also demonic possession and Baphomet. We'll get to the demonic possession in a minute. We also see this egg right here. This is the Orphic egg or also the cosmic egg, which you can usually see a snake wrapped around it. It quite literally symbolizes the birth of the beast or the beast system or Satan himself and a new beginning. Everything's great. Also, Ishtar and the fertility celebrations, the black and white, duality, checkered floors. And this little beetle right here, would you believe me if I told you it was Satan? Because it really is. In ancient Egypt, they thought the scarab brought the sun, the light bringer. This one's too easy. The lizard, the serpent, the forbidden fruit, and the one-eye symbolism. Come back to the lizard in a minute. What do you see right here besides one-eye symbolism and duality, black and white? It's quite literally Saturn worship, Satan worship, Father Time worship, which is also the black cube, Metatron's cube, etc. The black cube. Now we got this dude with these hands coming out of his head. I wonder why. Out of his mind is demonic possession. So at the 32nd level, they literally get possessed by ascended masters or enlightened beings to make them more powerful. Don't believe me? Go look it up. And this right here gets a little bit freaky. It was an art piece made for this specific ball, but you wanna know what this dude who was into who made this? A guy that used human dolls and merged them with taxidermied creatures. A good reference for that is the parties they do on islands in the middle of the woods in the middle of nowhere. Now this guy's glove, it doesn't look like just leather, it looks more like lizard skin, as does his helmet thing. Then we got the birdcage, which symbolizes oppression, again, demonic possession, and also duality, the seeing of freedom on the outside and bondage on the inside. A lot of these people are trapped, but a lot of them like being trapped. And we're out of time. Let me know if you want part 2.
The costumes might be gone, but the desire to curate the who's who of power remains the exact same. We just saw how the old guards threw a party. Now let's see how the new guards do it.
Michael Rubin's all-white party that happens every year is very bizarre. And I know I can't be the only one that finds this bizarre. And also, that's a very interesting hand sign that Alicia Keys is using right there. But the fact that all of these people, these famous people, gather together every year to dress in all white, something is just very strange about all of this. I mean, here you got Jay-Z, Tom Brady with Michael Rubin right here. I mean, these people are definitely in the club, and they are showing you that every single year when they attend this event. I mean, you even have Jake Paul there. I mean, come on, you all. This should show and tell you all that you need to know about what this party is really about. I mean, come on. Everybody dressing in all white. I mean, come on. It's just a very, very strange party. And I know I can't be the only one out there that finds all of this to be strange. And sometimes he even has these celebrities doing weird stuff, like that time when Meek Mill was doing a bunny hop. Because all this is the gathering of the elites every single year.
It might look like a regular party, but the guest list says otherwise. From sports moguls to Hollywood, this is where the new elite goes to signal their connection. Speaking of Hollyweird,
proof that Hollyweird is real.
The talent will show up to a place for a video shoot. Everything is already laid out. The talent will have no idea that they're in a ritual. Sometimes they change the flooring digitally. When they showed up, they wasn't standing on the pentagram, but when the video come out, they are. I've seen that happen. And then you got some people, when you show up to the video set, you see a weird lady there, and they offering you help. And I've seen an artist before say, listen, y'all offering me this help, but I'm not going to give up anything for y'all to help me. And they said, well, good luck to you, young man. And his album never even came out after that.
Man speaking in that video's name is Big Homie CC, and he was a security guard to various celebrities. Hear him speaking about a weird lady that these artists will come across at some of their video shoots. Wonder who he's talking about. We also hear him speak about this lady being at photo shoots and offering rappers the next level up in the industry. Gotta wonder who this lady is. Comment below with your thoughts. Let me know if I'm onto something or am I tripping this time. Wake up.
So the industry calls it networking. This insider calls it something much darker. He said half of these artists don't even know they're in a ritual until it's over. And that is absolutely terrifying.
Not ready to share that quite yet, are you? It's a secret. I love it.
That was a good question there. Stump me.
Know you're speaking to your fans with this one. These cryptic and messages. I mean, Gaga, is this promo for the film or for your new single? What are you trying to tell us, Gaga? You're done. It's a secret.
I was looking at this for quite a while, and once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. Everyone is debating whether these messages are about her acting career or her music career. But that's exactly what they want you to focus on. Look how the visual language here matches her 2010 era. It's the same symbol, the same myth-making routine, and it's being recycled like clockwork. Does it feel like art to you? Or does it feel like a script that is written by someone else? Be honest. What do you see when you look at it? Let me know your thoughts and comments down below.
Not ready to share that quite yet, are you? It's a secret. I love it.
I don't know, guys. Gaga's behavior here is beyond strange. She's quite literally using an occult language to talk to her fans. Speaking of occult languages, check this out.
He's saying the English language is occultic. I'm gonna just let him cook, play the video.
your English language is occultic, okay? It comes from Anglo-Saxon, right? English is what it's called. English. Anglo is angelo. Saxon is sexon. It's sect, okay? It means angel sex. It's from the fallen angels that had sex with the women. This is literally where this stems from. And so it is an occultic language. All the old books of witchcraft they have English words in them. Like the English is a witchcraft, it's witch tongue is what it's called. Okay, so like when you start digging into stuff, you'll be like, okay, this is really weird. Why is it saying these things in here? These things in here that are all English related. Bro, why is it called spelling in our language?
They're all casting spells, right?
It is a spell casting language, bro. It's called, do you know where the word, grammar comes from?
No.
Etymology of grammar. Google it, somebody. Etymology of grammar. It literally says witchcraft, incantations, mumbo jumbo, spells. So like when you study what the etymology of words, your whole perspective starts to shift. Like grammar is from grimoire. Grimoire is the old books of witchcraft. That's what a grimoire is. That's where we get the word grammar. Okay? That's why it's called the Grammys. When people get awards at the Grammys, bro, it's witchcraft. They're rewarding you for witchcraft. Like that's why it's called that. Okay? Program. Pro means for. Gram means witchcraft. Programming you. Programmer. It's pro grimoire. It's pro witchcraft. It's for witchcraft. Like everything that you're watching, I mean, like the television, they're telling you lying visions, tell lie visions, okay? And it's the channel. In witchcraft, it's called channeling. It's the media.
Wow.
Okay, the media that you watch is called the medium, is the witch. When you go talk to a medium, the medium's the in-between, you and the bigs and the littles. You're the little, the bigs are the gods, the Thor and all of them, okay? And then the medium is the in-between. That's the person that goes between the gods and you. That's mediumship. That's why it's called the media.
Wow.
So, dude, when you see it like that, it's like, dude, the whole thing is occultic. It's all a bunch of witchcraft, but we're so naive to it. I mean, Hollywood is the word that wizards and witches craft their wands and staves out of. They craft it out of Hollywood. It's not like they're telling you what it is. Okay, they're telling you straight up. It's like, but we naively see these things and then brush it off and don't think that, oh, that's whatever. We don't think that's weird.
Listen, guys, I'm all about questioning everything and love a good rabbit hole. But let's be real. Sounding similar is not the same thing as having the same origin. So there's that. That's all I got for this one. Leave us a comment. Let us know your thoughts. Smash that like and subscribe button. Fam, we're on the road to 200,000 subscribers this year. Go sub. The members group is open. Come join, and we'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.